Da-da-da-da-da.
Yo, Joburg Extreme.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Steve from G.I. Joburg.
I am really hot in America, Paul.
Really hot.
Rob from G.I. Joburg as well.
And we are giving our first impressions, feedback, report from JoeCon 2018. Though we're not currently at JoeCon 2018, we are at our delightful, very tranquil headquarters, our Airbnb. Hey, it's us on the little screen. Airbnb, just off the beaten track, about 15-20 minutes walk from the convention center, where I believe everyone is queuing up to get their packages.
So that might be you watching this right now. So we hope that we can provide you some entertainment for the next hour or so while you wait for your JoeCon packages.
We'll do our very best. So this is not focusing on what's going down in the convention center at the moment. This is mainly focusing on our journey to get to this point. The last 2 days have been arduous. That's the word I'd use.
That's an understatement.
We've fitted a lot of travel and some very, very cool highlights into a very intense 2 days. I can't believe it's been 2 days. It feels like it's been a week. But we got on a plane late Monday evening, arrived in NYC early Tuesday morning, picked up a rental car, and we've been burning rubber ever since. We had 2 very important pit stops. We managed to honor both of them. The first being
McDonald's.
Yes.
McDonald's, because we don't have that in Africa.
Sorry, I meant Arby's and then
Kokomo Toys. It's probably not evidence, but the lovely Amber of Kokomo Toys in Indiana gave us all their signature T-shirts.
We're all wearing them.
But we also gave them dollars because we bought some toys as well.
Yeah.
So
which is, of course, another reason why we are broadcasting right now. We've got some swag.
Wow.
And isn't that an important component of a G.I. Joe convention?
So important.
Getting cool toys that you otherwise did not have. And we're not going to be necessarily focusing on the exclusives. We're going to be focusing on cool stuff that we happen to pick up. Treasure. For instance, I'm going to break the ice, I suppose.
Yeah, go for it. Well, while you're about to break the ice, thanks, Brendan, for hanging around until we started. You're all on your own, but now you're with us. Well, spiritually. In the same city, which is pretty cool. Mario, you were indeed number 2.
Who does number 2?
Brendan is very excited for the toy, so I'm going to try and keep this very, very short. Bojivity, good to see that you're here. Ms. Dup 1, yo Joe Berg from all of us. 71 Solo 2 Challenger, he's very excited about the Lions. We're going to be very excited about the Lions on Saturday morning. And Plastic Junkies, he's very excited that South Africa is invading.
Well,
not exactly Cobra, but
3 nerdy white men at a time. But South Africa is represented at JoeCon 2018, and we're thrilled. We arrived in Chattanooga, and just tooling around town, we bumped into a few JoeCon attendees. We saw Kirk Bozigian, and we rode a bus with him.
Wow. It was cool.
He had his inner circle around him, but we were just across the way on the bus, and he kind of exchanged these puzzled glances, like, who the heck are these guys, and what crazy accent are they speaking in? But what is really cool is that one of us happened to score a lore figure.
That is amazing.
Which is ironic. I mean, the very next day we see the guy whose likeness
slated to appear at Joburg Jocon.
Yeah, and that somebody is none other than this gentleman.
Yeah, MP Lawman.
Yay!
So it's the original one. He comes with his little stick, which is enough because we have an order. But I think depending on what we find at Jocon, I might not even have to take Stephen's order.
And having
Take his orders, but not his order.
Yeah, there's only one boss of G.I. Joe. But having seen Kirk now in the flesh and seeing the original
proper
87 Law, it's a good likeness. The match
I
is there.
think so.
I see it.
I recognize him like fully now.
Yeah, it's got that kind of
Um,
I'm a little bit disenfranchised with almost everything kind of look.
Darren Cobb says, Mortar from Down Under.
Hello, Darren.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh man, I would really love to do a Billy and Croc sub-series inspired by their appearance in Graduation Day. That is a spot-on suggestion. So
Cool. Woodman29 congrats us on getting here. And thank you for saying we deserve this experience. And we deserve it because so many people helped us get here. I mean, we're here in America. I mean,
We did
America's
it.
out the window here.
So should we sort
And in
of,
here with us.
so should we sort of give them a small, like a little breakdown of what it was like for us?
Thanks.
Just
Thanks, Trent, for welcoming us to the States as well. And Range Viper 84. We are definitely enjoying America so far. Paul will probably tell you about it right now.
Okay, so I will be quick. So we started off in OR Tambo International Airport, which is in Johannesburg. These two gentlemen had to get to Joburg first. So there was a little bit of a glitch. We're not going to go into it here because we've actually been shooting footage and recording the whole trip. But there was a small glitch even in Joburg before actually it was in Joburg before we left. Then we had to go through a 15-hour flight, mostly like this, because that made a noise. Mostly like this,
not like that.
or like this, or whatever, because it was cramped and it was crazy.
Jesus.
Like that.
It was crazy. Then we touched base in this amazing country of yours. And in where did we land? JFK International.
Just a little thing like that.
And then the heat just hits us because we're used to heat, but we're not used to American heat. And then we quite promptly jumped into a rental car, which
White knuckled it. Okay,
Yeah.
but it's been a lot of driving. I mean, if you stitch it together, New York to Kokomo, Indiana, and then down into the Chattanooga area, that's this crazy like that.
Yeah, we're completing a little rectangle.
Which
Well, not yet, but eventually we will actually finish that circle square.
the last leg had us departing from Indiana, where we met up.
Kokomo was.
Where we met up with a friend of ours and a longtime contributor to the show, a guy called Greg Crocott, who showed us to his place, treated us to his hospitality, made dinner for us, and sent us away with some incredible treasures, which we have assembled before us, which we are going to unveil in just a moment. But in order to get us into Chattanooga and therefore hand over the rental before having to pay for an extra day, which would have been a ball ache, we burned it through the night, through driving rain, past insane truck drivers. Like, American truck drivers are unlike any other truck drivers I've ever experienced. They will be in an 18-wheeler or double cab road train, what are those things? Carriage road trains, and they will be overtaking you. They will be shooting past you in every single lane.
Yeah.
I'm around the speed limit, but they are just. It's very intimidating, and you're kind of like, don't move. And of course, the roads are not always the greatest. I hit some nasty potholes, but our dear little Toyota Corolla managed to make it through in fine style. Go Japan.
Yeah, that was a really good car.
So we made it with some incredible memories already stored from our trip. Do we want to talk about tours? Let's catch up on the comments threads and then get stuck in.
So a lot of people wishing us, glad that we made it, including Ewan Mechanism Mark II.
What's up,
as
buddy?
I said earlier, Range Viper 84. Glad we're here. Woody Francis welcomes us to the USA. Thanks so much. Ryan Sweeney says, glad you guys made it to JoeCon. Have fun and I hope you find some great deals. We're hoping you find great deals too. I mean, we found quite a few great deals before we got there, which is what we'll show you now.
I hope I'm not shooting myself in the foot by saying, like, I'm basically toyed out. I'm at JoeCon now to meet cool people. Like, I don't think...
I still want some toys.
He still wants some toys.
Or like stuff to finish toys. Okay, a question. RTD1 asks, are we going to Lynchburg, Tennessee to see the Jack Daniels factory?
It hadn't been on the itinerary before. We've got one day to play with, but that is the day we leave Chattanooga. And the next day we want to see ourselves in Washington.
Maybe if it's on the way, I don't know actually. I'll check the maps. Maybe we'll get some Jack Daniels, but there's enough actual local kind of brewery type things like
whiskey joints in Chattanooga.
That we've seen in Chattanooga that we're going to try a whole bunch of like Tennessee whiskey for sure. Chuck, there's 066 Chuck. We are so far. Southern hospitality has been amazing. Everyone is really nice. Even the guy at the local little like 7-Eleven type place, he was pretty cool too. Very
I must say it's a very so far everybody's just been really friendly. Like I'm talking about as a whole, everywhere we've been in America, we've always been met with smiles, maybe a little bit of curiosity here and there. It's been great. Like it's been really, really cool. No,
it's fantastic.
Are you guys from Seattle?
Yeah, what was it with that? Someone asked us if we were from Seattle. Do we sound like we're from Seattle? I mean, maybe just Seattle just sounds foreign when you're in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we've been running the micro documentary, Micro Road to JoeCon. So there's all these yummy treats, like these powdered donuts, which I haven't yet tried yet. And moon pie, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to eat it. And Swedish fish. One of the first things I tried was Swedish fish. I got it from a vending machine while we were waiting to get the rental car. So I've been trying a lot of American sweets and American snacks. Something I really love that we do have or did have in South Africa is Chips Ahoy, but now you get chewy. Well, we discovered chewy Chips Ahoy, and these are like super soft.
If you don't have any teeth, you eat this.
Yeah, well, but I mean, they're just really amazing. So, I mean, as you watch our road to JoeCon, you're going to find a bunch of Paul and Rob try this. Paul tries that.
Yeah.
Paul tries to get Stephen to eat this.
Paul enjoys a lot of candy, as I said.
Junk food. I'm a big fan of the McGriddle. And I'm a big fan of how you guys do drinks. So you go in and you get yourself like a 44-ounce cup of like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, we don't have amounts like that in South Africa. Like,
it's insane, dude. Like
liquid in, liquid out. Good thing that cup is so damn big. It's good for a long road trip.
Exactly. It's a great. You get the drink and then you got like an emergency toilet with you, which is fantastic.
So Stephen, what's a cool thing you got? Show us something cool.
Okay, the first one
go around and let's get back to the comments.
I have already unveiled it on Twitter. If you follow us there, you might have seen it already. But I've never had a moccasin, and this one is super sweet. Thank you, Greg. This was the first thing that I kind of gravitated towards, and he was like, "Do you want it? It's yours." And I was like, "That's amazing. It's beautiful." Does anyone have anything negative to say about the water moccasin?
She does
go away with that that
fish.
blight.
got a tiger fish. Yeah.
Oh,
It's yellow and black and is ready to attack.
yeah, okay, well.
I'm so glad I got this because these things have been a pain to find on eBay. Anyway, talk about your water moccasin.
No, I'm done, bro. I guess I wanted to then climb into the fact that as a parting gift, once Greg had given us a considerable amount of loot, he reached into his sort of favorites case, and I'm gonna unveil mine now because it works so well with the moccasin color scheme. But this is a Black Major Battle Android Trooper with I mean, it's got a Cobra Commander insert in place of the lenticular, which looks like an animation cell. Like this is like I mean, he looks like he's kind of like a Dreadnought Sears exclusive recolor, but then he's like got a little TV inside him, so he's like the Tele Viper bat, but also he's super sweet as personnel for your moccasin. And the accessories are also rendered in such sweet colors. I mean, that is just beautiful. My first Black Major, and it's a goodie. It's a goodie. I mean, bats really work in a multitude of colors, and this is a perfect example. The boys also got some Black Major bats, but we'll get into that in just a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll show you mine. It's a kind of like a Shockwave version.
Yeah,
I think it's freaking amazing.
Transformers inspired.
Yeah, this is pretty dope. Sorry, let's hide Paul's one. You can't see it.
Poorly.
Yeah, and then appropriately colored like accessories as well, like all blue. It's pretty dope. What's your one, Paul? He's quite big. It's bigger than ours.
That's the 12-inch version. That's the Gentle Giant version.
Yeah, so I got a Shockwave bat, and he's too cool. Okay.
I really like the big Decepticon logo on the chest.
Yeah.
It's nicely done. It's got like a 3-dimensionality to it because it stands out a bit.
Yeah, like it looks like an LCD display that you'd find in like under like a watch or something.
I've always liked how the vintage bat looks like his lenticular was set into the chest. It had some depth. So when you apply a Decepticon sticker on top of that, it looks like it's kind of like, you know, there's space behind the logo.
The comment I read earlier from RTD1 is actually Sean from the FB group, and he welcomes us aboard.
Hello, Sean.
Cool.
Yeah. Hello, Sean. Hello, Sean.
Yeah. Brent McMillan is glad that we managed the detour to Kokomo. It's on his bucket list.
You have to do it.
Next time when he's in the US.
You have to do it.
Hey,
Brent.
Greg, you've joined us on the stream. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the guy responsible for our swag is in the comments thread. So everyone give Greg a big hearty welcome. Hi, Greg.
Messed Up One would love to see another miniseries of the 82 to 85 Joes.
Okay.
A sequel to the Atlantis Factor.
Yes,
That's in the works, but we were doing a thing.
we have to double back, and I'll tell you why. We can't keep pressing forward chronologically, ignoring characters like Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Storm Shadow. Because you know the Atlantis Factor had a smattering of like important characters, but we haven't seen Cobra Commander yet. What is G.I. Joeberg's take on Cobra Commander? Is he a Weasley coward, barking orders to his underlings and then slinking away in retreat when things go south, or is he actually a competent, potent leader and frightening individual? Is he a total badass? Is he the most dangerous man in the world, or is that Destro?
It could be both. Baroness.
Moving on, guys. You're gonna probably think this is kind of sacrilegious, but I've never owned one of these.
Not an original one.
Yep, I had the Spy Troops version with the mottled green camo on the top and the white underneath. I painted one of those gray, and I put that on my flag deck for the flag YouTube video. But they were all pretty poor substitutes for the original. Something about the way the landing gear splays wider on the original just makes it superior to later releases.
Landing gear displays.
Yeah, the spy troops, and then I suppose the 25th anniversary versions, which follow the same construction, are a little bit narrower and don't really give you as good a wheelbase as the original does. But also, if you've got a vintage Slipstream as I have, it just feels wrong putting him in any other bird. This is the Conquest as it was initially intended, and it's just so nice. I mean, how cool! How cool! And something that Hooded Cobra Commander quite fancies about the Conquest, and I've been won over to it as well. From a design standpoint, the fact that it goes from completely rounded lines in the front to a very squared off line in the back, and has all these kind of divergent angles, giving the kind of X formation, it's just super sweet. It's not without its failings, because we all know that these are just slide in, these canard wings. But mine seem pretty stiff. I'm confident that I can invert it, and the canopy's not going to pop out, and these aren't going to slide out. So I'll be doing some heavy maneuvers on the convention floor. You can expect to see that in our Road to JoeCon video eventually. Paul's got a despoiler.
Yeah.
Over to you, Paul.
Yeah, I finally got one of these. So thanks to Kokomo, I managed to finally get my hands on a despoiler and the destro that goes with it. Yeah, so this is a good day. And thanks to Greg, I've got a handful of figures actually from Kokomo and and from Greg, which I'm gonna show not today, not now, but over the next few months. I'm hoping we could show them off. Did get something else that was pretty cool.
Tell us about it.
And I'm going to need...
Tell us about it while we tell ACC 78 about the weather. Yes, it has actually been raining, but the weather looks really good right now. It's cleared up quite well. I can see the sky. That doesn't happen in at least 24 hours.
Yeah, it's been mostly overcast.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm no weatherman, but it looks like it's going to be pretty sweet weather this weekend. I only wish we had a swimming pool closer to hand. I'm a coastal boy. I love the sea.
Well, there's
and when the weather's like this, it's time to get wet.
Yeah. And Thousand Wolves, it is now. What time is it?
25.8.
25.8. Local time, PM.
Eastern Standard Time. GMT -4.
Yeah.
I think.
And thanks, Jerry, for enjoying watching our Atlantis Factor videos. And he especially likes the videos where we share our childhood memory toys.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm trying to urge these guys to do the same. Because, I talk way too much. It's time to get some stories out of these boys. I mean, what's so cool about this hobby is all of us, yourself included, dear viewer, have the coolest memories. We had the best childhoods because we played imaginatively with the finest crafted toys ever created, with the sort of the broadest pool of vehicles and accessories. I mean, it was just pure fodder for our imaginations. I don't think that kind of sweet spot will ever be recreated. So
yeah,
we need to share these stories. We need to immortalize these stories. We need to all play with our toys openly for all to see.
Like my desert rat.
Want to take another crack at the name?
It's the Sand Scorpion.
Ah.
Sand Blitz. Whatever it's called. I think it's fantastic. I fell in love with this when I saw the Greg's, and it's really, really cool. Apparently it comes in 2 different varieties. I saw 2 different ones. But this colors I thought was the best, the black and the tan. And to me at least, it looks pretty complete from what I just saw in Yojo. It's got all the stickers. It's fantastic. I'm gonna put a couple of Cobras in there, and they're gonna blast Joe to hell and back.
Normally, I would soak down a vehicle that has some sort of shelf dust, but the cool
It's not
patina
Stevens.
of dust on that Scorpion is so authentic. It's got to stay. That vehicle is going to stay dirty for its entire
The rest
life.
of its life. Okay, so 71 Solo 2 Challenger has asked, have we met Cujo yet?
Oh!
We have not. Apparently, there's a
The
whole bunch of
elephant in
issues.
The elephant in the room.
There's a
called
whole bunch of
Cujo.
issues. He was meant to get here today, but because he's flying out from the west coast, apparently there's a bunch of issues with cancelled flights. So he's actually struggling to get here. And we're going to be going to. Where are we going later?
We're going to be going
Check out
to.
Wordburg though.
Wordburger. Yes,
said-
he was going to be there, but unfortunately he's only going to get here tomorrow morning because they keep cancelling flights. I don't know, some sort of issue with
Like
the American people can't, fly airplanes properly. I don't know. It's a thing. So no, we haven't met him yet. We will meet him tomorrow, and we'll let you know what he's like in real life.
Maybe he
Likewise.
doesn't. Maybe he's not actually a real person. Maybe he's sort of like an AI. We've been having this kind
No,
of.
we've seen pictures,
We've seen pictures.
and we see he's been on a video once, Cujo. We've
Yeah.
seen a video chat. So
That's a digitally rendered image. We've never seen the man in the flesh. So does Cujo actually exist? Not even G.I. Joe book knows.
So Project Dark Core asks, do we have any target Joes we're trying to get on the con? And what time we're planning to meet with fellow YouTubers?
The list.
Well, for the second question, we're not sure yet, actually. I think we'll probably plan that on Saturday. So
There is no plan.
we'll meet them on the con floor.
Yeah.
This,
It's all organic.
And Target Joes, I think I found a bunch of stuff already from Kokomo. Thank you to Greg as well. But you never know. I don't have any specifics in mind. Maybe like pieces and stuff that I want to finish.
Yeah, a lot of vehicle parts for me right
Yeah,
now.
but no, like, full-on
weapons
things.
and accessories, yeah.
Okay.
Something that's I mean, being as remote
Ninja
as we are, we don't have the opportunity to go through parts bins all the time. It just doesn't exist back home. So the opportunity to go through people's catalogs of parts and just source things that will complete a vehicle is something that's so satisfying. I'm sure you all can agree that while getting a mint toy lovingly put together by the seller is all very fun and well, you can't beat the feeling of taking either a toy from your childhood or something incomplete that you've had for a while and finally getting those last few bits and pieces that you need. Oh, man.
So HCC also recommend you should maybe try Hostess Snacks, Paul.
I'm
Which
totally
the Brits
gonna-
have told him are terrible, but maybe you'll
What's
enjoy
that?
them. Which some Brits have told him are terrible. But,
Oh, right. Well, I mean, I've seen ding dongs and ho hos, and
Brendan is glad
I'm
that
talking
you
about snack cakes. I've seen them there. I don't want to do it all in one week and
No.
eat everything in 1 week.
No, we got time.
But I mean, I still haven't tried jerky yet, beef jerky or whatever. I see it there in petrol stations and the gas stations. Sorry,
Oh, Brendan is glad to see that we're fans of diabetes.
I'm not a fan of diabetes. No,
He's going to try ding dongs and ho hos and coronaries.
And Brent McMillan, he said pre and post US trip weight is always a scary proposition.
Nice.
I don't know. I think Paul doesn't gain weight.
I'm not afraid
He's
of
just- he's
gaining
like
weight.
constant. He's a skeleton. He'll always be a skeleton. Oh, Sean asks, he hopes that we do some on location shooting with the toys. I
It's
hope we
so
can do
lush.
that
This
too.
place is great. There would be some
Who
fantastic
says
places
we
to shoot.
haven't?
Whoa.
Because yeah,
All the pics and videos and stuff we've
2
been
o'clock in the
sharing on
morning.
Instagram and Twitter.
Sunoku.
That's right. Sure, which reminds me.
Yeah, so
It's time for
what
another
else, guys?
toy.
Something awesome.
I don't know how best to present this, but
Just
once
bring it up
again,
into frame.
it was something that I kind of just picked up and was like, yeah, I dig that. I really do. I mean, I fawned over it in the sort of the early 90s catalog, which was common at the time that I sort of came into G.I. Joe, simply because it was a good guy vehicle covered with guns and covered with guns. I think on a trip to the United Kingdom, my father went on one of his sabbatical years. I wrote him a letter saying, "Dear Dad, please could you find me the G.I. Joe Raider, please? He never did, unfortunately. Not for lack of trying. My dad's a legend, but now, probably 34 years later, I have it. The G.I. Joe Raider. What are you doing, Paul? I can see that.
Paul likes to, get in there while you're doing your thing.
And it's in great shape.
Do I?
Really, really cool. I mean, there's a lot that can go wrong with a Raider. Any one of you who knows a Raider knows how many clips of this thing has, and how many things could be shredded or snapped off. But the canopy is very sound. Yes. And let me pop the hatch, because there's something very important residing underneath, and it's not Hot Seats. It is none other than Captain Krimov, otherwise known as Red Star. Yes. Great figure. Very interesting accessories. I love it. It's this insane, like, arm-mounted double Gatling gun, belt-fed to his ammo box backpack, which my crappy camera will never be able to adequately display. But it has a star and a star, because he's Red Star. He's a hero of the fallen Soviet Union. I think Larry Hama penned it best when he said in one of the comic books that Red Star received his code name before the term became politically embarrassing. Presumably because after the fall of the Soviet Union, the Red Star started coming off all the military equipment. So he all of a sudden had a very out of favor code name. But he's a very sweet figure. Anyone who knows him knows this is one of the gems of the latter part of the line. Detailed, great head sculpt, removable hats, and that little detail which we all go bonkers for, Paul especially, the sort of Spetsnaz undershirt with the stripes. Really, really nice job, Hasbro. Bravo. I do like me this figure. I didn't notice before, but he's got a patch, and the really studious G.I. Joe, Freudian slip, G.I. Joe reviewers out there on the tube will probably be able to tell us what that patch means. I'm looking at you, HCC. Get to work, buddy. But I imagine it's a unit patch from some Soviet special forces.
Well, here's something I'm looking to complete. It's Freefall. Look at that. Comes with the helmet, comes with the backpack, and then he'll also come with whatever else he came with. I'm assuming a gun and like a thing to go over his face, so he can free fall, like from really high, like a G.I. Joe target. Tom Marsh suggests we find a real barbecue shop.
We have.
We have.
We hit a local place called the Smoky something. What was it called?
Smoky Bandit. I don't think that's it.
Well, it just smelled like they had a smokehouse in the back, and they served pulled pork, and pulled pork is just a magical meat.
No,
we really pulled on that pork. Or it's just that Stephen and Paul pulled so much on the pork that they couldn't finish it.
Phrasing.
Anyway, it's a local diner. Go and check it out. Really good value for money. It's really amazing. I'm glad that we checked it out. There's a lot of restaurants and bars and taverns and whatnot that we've seen in and around Chattanooga that we are dying to check out. There's this cool arcade. Is it an arcade? What's it called? The Coin Op?
Yeah, kind of a video game arcade.
Yeah, like it's like a bar as well. We want to go and check that out.
Yeah,
so
there's something for everyone. Lagers for the grown-ups and Coin Op for the kids.
But just on that sort of vein, Chattanooga is actually a really cool place so far. It's, there seems to be like a strong sort of artistic like heritage here, or like I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but there's a lot of art On the walls. The Chattanooga's definitely try to make itself look good by having these giant murals, and they are very cool. And it's a really pretty looking little town, and it's kind of, but it's very real because it's rough around the edges. It's not perfect, and so it's kind of more what we used to. So we used to like having good sort of metropolitan areas, but with a bit of an edge, and Chattanooga has that. And like I've said earlier, everybody we've run into has just been super friendly and very helpful. And
Go America!
So it's something I got, and which I'm gonna lick for Brendan Holland, is a vintage Big Burrow. Tastes really good too. Comes with all his accessories, and
What?
yeah,
He's got his pipe.
he's got his pipe, son.
Holy.
You think I'm gonna drop $20 and try not get all the accessories?
damn.
Well, that's Kokomo for you, man. Those guys don't sell beaters anymore. I went into the shop and I asked Amber,
even
do
the
you have-
little like like herbicides on his fists are pretty good.
Hmm.
And that's brilliant.
Nice.
He's gonna be punching this bag all day.
Joe. I love that detail. The fact that it has Joe stitched onto it.
He's
Hey.
got to be reminded,
Brilliant.
who's punching.
Hey, Big Bo, that way. Punch that thing. It says Joe on it.
He has to go around asking people if they're named Joe. Before he punched.
Are you my mommy?
No, I'm G.I. Joe.
Yes, sir.
Guys, we're gonna just keep glowing more and more because in order to ensure some clean audio for this live stream, we have to kill the air conditioning. So we are
Yeah, air conditioning is definitely a thing that you need here. I mean, where we live, like air conditioning, but every single house that we've been into, Greg has an amazing air conditioning system.
refrigerator.
It's incredible, actually. Like you kind of slide the door open, and you're like, whoa.
You like walk outside and it's like, and you walk inside his house and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, we're not used to this
Outside.
at all. So, what else do you guys have there, Paul? What are you fiddling with there?
I got a Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah. Needed that a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, you candy asses. I can't do it. I'm just doing my own.
Well, neither can I. HCC does a really good Sergeant Slaughter. But man, I'm just too lazy to pull in voice talents. Just sit there doing it all myself because I'm like, oh man. What, I gotta set up some kind of schedule and get people's MP3 files. And then like, what if they don't fit? I have to do re-records. Oh dear. So anyways, I did my best. But I think we can all agree, like, sometimes it's not necessarily the delivery, but what the Sarge is saying. Yeah, and a lot of those lines came from Mr. Paul Lopesha. So you are actually the heart and soul of Sergeant Slaughter.
Apparently. I think Sergeant Slaughter, to be fair, the real Sergeant Slaughter is the heart and soul of Sergeant Slaughter.
True.
Makes him easier to write for because we've got this caricature of
Robert
real
Remus.
person. There we go. There was something. Oh, this is pretty cool.
Jetlagged Paul is very funny. You can see him fighting it. He's fighting it so hard because he wants to be here and he wants to soak it all in. He's just such an enthusiastic boy. But he's also a zombie as well as an enthusiastic boy. The art in Chattanooga is really strong. It's really...
Strong 85. So how cool is this?
A little closer for...
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? Is that a G.I. Joe?
So that begin. So, so I never knew that they did Mortal Kombat. That Hasbro did the Mortal Kombat figures back in the day. Because we never got them in South Africa. We never got Mortal Kombat toys. We only ever got the Street Fighter stuff. So I saw this at Greg's place, and I asked very nicely if I could grab it because it's Goro.
That is an incredible figure.
And look, yeah, it's bizarre. It's like a bizarre thing to own. He's got his 4 arms. He's a Shogun Dragon Warrior, whatever. But he's got 4 arms. He's an unusual sculpt. He's from Mortal Kombat, and I just had to have this in my collection. So it's great because now I can have somebody for Quick Kick to fight. So I can put Goro into our further adventures of G.I. Joe.
You know, Goro gives us a glimpse of what G.I. Joe could have continued to evolve into had it not died in 1994. And then kind of gone backwards on itself and done re-releases throughout the late 90s into the 2000s. Like, Goro is a unique figure with unique parts, but distinctly G.I. Joe flavors. The same rivets are in the elbows, the same swivel, but like his hands are not the classic G.I. Joe grip, and his proportions are bigger. And like, oh man, 1995 could have been a very interesting year.
I also finally have my very own vintage Baroness
In great shape.
in great shape.
Clearly, the ladies didn't get much play.
Yeah,
sadly.
clearly. And I also got a Lady J, but I'm not going to dig her out of the bag right now. This is a huge milestone for me because I have only got one female vintage Joe figure in the form of Jinx. So finally having Baroness, which is, well, it's been a long time coming, and finally having Lady J, who is probably one of my favorite ladies in the Joe line. It's just great. It just makes it's awesome to have them. And I'm very happy that I got to pick them up here in the States and from Greg, and good times. So,
Nice.
so that was cool. That was very cool.
And
yeah.
Woodman 29, we actually did bring extra luggage, but I don't think we're going to be able to fit everything that we got in there.
Woodman 29, is that a Rockman? I mean, a Mega Man reference?
Probably. Why not? What I got.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Take that, HCC. We're hot on your heels, buddy.
It's amazing.
It's an equalizer.
Yes. Yeah, for those who don't recognize it, or at least can't see what it is through our potato quality filming here.
We will improve. I promise.
South
Just gonna work it out.
South Africans in America, yeah. It's absolutely. I was completely floored when Greg kind of like turned around with us. He was like, "This is all yours," and I was like, "What?" Thank you. I was like, "I can't take this," and he was like, "Dude, take it. It's yours." And I think we can't say thank you enough to Greg for inviting us to his home, sharing a meal with him. Our first proper actual like non-fast food meal. It was fantastic, and I can speak for all of us. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, we got to get some of that American hospitality. And the equalizer. Well, you guys should listen to some of our old podcasts. Well, not old. I think in the last 10 episodes, we spoke quite favorably about the.
This guy fawned all over it, and what happens? We find it in Greg's collection, and Rob picks it up. He's like, "That's really cool." Greg's like, "It's yours." Paul's jaw hits the floor. Sorry, buddy. I mean, this would all be solved if we lived in the same city, but unfortunately, he's got to live up country, and we got to live at the coast. So,
but when I get to tell our viewers what I did manage to get, which I am not going to tell you now, by the way,
you got something
you'll
really
see
big.
why I can very easily.
Dry your eyes, mate.
Yeah, well, I can very easily pass up on an equalizer because I managed to get one of my Holy Grail hot ticket items. Personal hot ticket Holy Grail G.I. Joe items, and that has made me very, very, very happy. The dilemma being that I have to get it onto a plane and back to South Africa in one piece.
It can be done. It can be done. He's done. I've smuggled the big Millennium Falcon out of China. I've smuggled the AT-AT out of Singapore. Can be done. It shall be done. Have faith, little man.
Have faith. Be faithful. So what else, guys? What else? What have you got?
Well, you guys are holding back.
I'm not holding back. I've literally one more thing. Probably the best thing I found, actually.
Here we go.
It is literally the best thing I found thus far.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
gonna give you 5 seconds. 5 seconds. The first comment to name it.
5 seconds.
We'll
really?
get our eternal adulation.
We'll do something funny.
Okay,
We'll do
5.
something.
What do you think it is?
5,
4. It's the
4,
best thing ever. 3.
3,
It's amazing.
2,
2.
1.
Okay, no one guessed it. Or maybe the comments take a while to come through.
Yeah. Let's give another count for the lag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, Mercedes Toys. A Snake Eyes version 1? No, it wasn't. Sorry.
Though Kokomo has about 5 or 6 in very good condition, ranges between $50 and $75.
Get yours now.
Wow, well
Do
done. If you're hankering for one of those toys,
Alpha Trio 92, a Defiant. We already got one of those. Brendan, Lady, Jay.
Whoa!
No, I didn't find a lady yet, but you know, early days. Project Dark Cold Core. I didn't get a hiss. Steven already has one, so I'm like, yeah, I don't need another one. Chris Brewer, hey dude.
Hey, Chris.
Ice Cream Soldier. Did I see one? I think I saw one.
No, you thought you saw one. That was Super Trooper.
Yes. I was blinded. Range Viper. You were the closest. I didn't just get a scoop mic. I got a whole new scoop.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, he's all
which
scooped
includes the mic. Thanks, Kokomo Toys. This is this made my day.
This
As
is
well.
the
Actually,
biggest
everything is
scoop
making my
fan
day. Like every 5 minutes,
on
I'm
the
like,
planet.
this has made my day. And then we do something else, and I'm like, this has made my day. And then we do something else. Or I see like, wow, that they're driving on the right hand side. This has made my day. But the coolest thing also, because my original scoop, his thumb is actually starting to go like really hectically, like it's gonna come off.
Sideways.
This one, that hasn't happened yet. So I don't know what to do actually. Whether I should like replace parts or just like hey, this is the fresh one. But I did it. I got myself another scoop. Now I put money down on this. Now you know I love scoop. It's not just a gag.
It's the biggest scoop fan. What's the name of the gentleman from Retro Blasting?
Oh, Mike French.
Yeah, he's even mentioned. Well, he calls it G.I. Joe Berg's love for neon figures in the form of Scoop, but it's Rob. We blame it on Rob. Although Scoop is a damn good toy. If you haven't got a Scoop, you need to get on that. Speaking of Scoop, I am in the market for a Psych Out, so that's something I'll be looking for on the con floor. Definitely.
A scoop, good.
No, a Psych Out. But yes, I'll also be looking for a Scoop on the floor.
Cool.
I'm very curious. Is there anybody maybe somebody in the comments can tell us this. But
hey, Terry.
Are there going to be guys selling repro labels on the con floor? Because I could use a lot of them.
We're gonna find someone, Paul. We looked at the plan earlier, but we're gonna look at it properly, I'm sure.
Yeah, we can. I'm just curious because my condo needs some.
And yes, Tony Jackson, it is us, the specialist review team from South Africa in Chattanooga, Tennessee, in America. Thanks to everyone who gave to our GoFundMe up to this point. You made it possible for us to get here and be sweaty in your great American land.
Yeah, we've almost been going an hour, and the beads have started to drop.
Yeah, I think the aircon's going to come on.
But yeah, I mean, we never want to bore you with this kind of like soppiness. But yes, this goes without saying. This is the kind of the peak of the mountain that was this community rallying behind G.I. Joe Berg.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And the reward level has been unlocked. The achievement has been achieved. Whatever. I'm rambling, but the bottom line is like we did it, and it's thanks to you, and we are grateful, and we are having the time of our lives.
No, you stupid man.
I get to do this with my friends. Like,
That's true. I'm gonna rip you a new one.
You know, I can't think of a cool one.
I know. No.
Sword, stop humping the gold head man.
You don't do that. You're taking the fun out of the toy. I'm like, I've just finally got this distro, which anyway, carry on. Sorry, Steve.
It's a pretty distro. I think I was wrapping up. Anyways, guys, we're gonna keep it coming thick and fast. G.I.
Well,
Joburg is
yeah.
at JoeCon 2018.
Yeah, for sure. Ethan, before we go, Campbell asked, did that package get to NYC?
It did. Yeah, sorry. Gee, Ethan, it's been a crazy 2 days, but my buddy, he confirms that he saw the box in the lobby and he moved it up to the apartment. So it will be waiting for us
Cool.
when we reach NYC. Thank you,
Nice.
Ethan. I can't wait to see those goodies and then ponder how we're going to move them into the luggage.
Yeah.
It's time for another episode of
And-
Get It on the Plane.
And Paul, don't worry, Marcella's Toy Room says there are repro labels, so
Yay!
Excellent.
Thank you.
save some money for that. Yeah, and cool. HCC, we're gonna make this happen tomorrow. Good job packing. Or
But perhaps we'll do something prior to that. I mean, if HCC's at the con and we're at the con, yeah, you can't stop us from doing something together.
Yeah, shit's gonna get real.
Come on, Paul. The kid's around.
Poop's gonna get real.
Nice.
oh, Greg says Natalie says hi. Hey,
Hello,
Hey,
Natalie.
Natalie.
Hello to the boys.
Rob Dog 1. Hey, dude.
We'll be seeing you shortly, man.
Yes.
Have a good
absolutely.
weekend, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely enjoyed it, and I hope you can live vicariously for our videos. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Cool. And Range Viper 84. Yeah, we were definitely gonna get some beers. That's gonna happen tonight at the Werburglar.
Yes, I
concert
need a beer.
or
Anyone,
set.
yeah, anyone watching this and doesn't know and is in Chattanooga this evening, there will be a performance of Word Burglars like G.I. Joe rap stuff. I have to put my hand up and admit to my guilt. I have not listened to his stuff. I think I listened to one track.
Rat Viper.
Perhaps it was that. So I'm looking forward to being a complete newbie and just being lost in the rhymes, man. And that's going down at the Improv Club. Is it called
Improv Chattanooga.
Improv Chattanooga?
10 p.m.
We don't know where it is,
Yes.
but Google does.
But we have 2
Right.
hours to find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Good night, Adrian Galley. Thanks so much
Wow.
for tuning in.
Adrian is an acquaintance of mine, professional acquaintance and friend back in Cape Town. Cheers, Adrian. Thanks for staying up, dude. Wow. It's late.
Cool. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. I'm sorry if I didn't get to all the comments. I'm doing my best.
But we are gonna look at them all now, anyways. So.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This is G.I. Joburg signing out for its first live broadcast of Chattanooga
First and loudest.
JoeCon 2018. We will be doing these daily, but the times might vary because we don't know what the itinerary will be like tomorrow. Maybe there'll be something cool on at 8, and so we'll have to reschedule for 9. So check the usual socials like the Twitter, the Facebook group. Instagram is also a thing, apparently. I'm not responsible for that. That's Paul's baby.
Instagram is a thing.
He's a kung fu master. You couldn't free yourself from that.
I can totally free myself from that. And yeah, at some point I'm gonna eat moon pie.
Nice.
Rob might get to try some moon
Apparently
pie.
there's
That's
moon
the one.
pie. They had moon pie in the queues today, so maybe we'll get some on Saturday.
Cool.
Yeah, grape soda too. Cheers, guys.
So long, everybody. And yo, Joe.
Yo.
Ah.